would say that to treat everyone equally. And the second day we read James 2, and in James 2 it said, love your neighbor as yourself. And that spoke out to me because I feel like you shouldn't take life for granted, but you shouldn't take other people's lives for granted either. You never know what they're going through. And one of the other passages here was talking about how he lost someone to suicide. And I thought that was a big thing, because just because someone is a Christian doesn't mean that they're not gonna have hard times or go through stuff. And I think that people that aren't Christian can also see that if you treat everyone equally, and that if you treat everyone as yourself, because I don't think you want to treat yourself rude, that they can live that life too the same way as us.
We've been reading the book of James in our life group and in talk time. So in that he's taught me to watch my tongue and to be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to anger. And in sharing the gospel and my testimony this week at the beaches of Michigan, he just really taught me that my relationship with him is the most important, and that I need to put my relationship with him over pleasing others.
This week we got to share the gospel with people at the beach, and it just really opened my eyes that it's so much easier to go talk to people about Jesus than you would think. It wasn't, sure it was scary and nerve-wracking at first, but it wasn't as difficult and just crazy as you would think it was. We actually met a lot of nice people, and they were really open to talk to us with our 4th of July survey.
One thing that really stood out to me is if you try to live for the approval of others, then you're going to live a miserable life. And I think that we see that a lot in today's world, that we're always trying to get the approval of others, like whether it be our boss or our parents even, and even our coaches, you know.
He's really taught me to trust him and not be afraid and to worry a lot less. And he's allowed me to realize how easy it is to share the gospel with people that I don't know, or even if I do know them, it's just a lot easier to understand that they're not gonna hate me, that if they do, then they're not doing the right thing.
I would definitely say, so as they said, we've been reading the book of James, and he's really spoke to me about not taking life for granted and just enjoying every moment and living for Jesus and not for other people. I don't want to be an enemy of God and live for the world. I just want to live for him and spend eternity in heaven. So that's really what he spoke to me this past week.
He has showed me how to be a better person, living not only for the world, but really just for him. And it has showed me to be a better Christian.
I would for sure have to say worked on my mindset and clear thoughts against myself and others, because I've definitely struggled with a negative mindset, with anger and envy, that I've definitely showed to a lot of friends and people in my life, and that's really affected me in many personal ways. And honestly, it's came to a point where I've definitely seen a difference in myself with those thoughts, and never came to reality that it's more of a spiritual thing than a mental thing. And I definitely have to say that this week has taught me that I need to pray to God for my heart and my mind to both work for him so I can speak for him to others.
He's definitely spoke to me in really sharing my testimony with people, and whenever we went and spoke to people on the beach and gave them the 4th of July survey, it really gave me a lot more confidence in talking to people and getting more open and comfortable and talking to them about Jesus.
It was really incredible to be able to share the gospel on the beach and just be able to relate with our stories to real life people, and hopefully plant a seed of faith that will grow, and it's just really cool to be a part of that.
He's pushed me, and he's definitely gave me the ability to go out and not be afraid to share the gospel, and he's put people in my life to push me and to get closer with him.
Probably just at the end of the day, just be a good guy, kind to everyone, no matter what position I'm in or situation I'm in. Just always be willing to give a willing hand
I would really like to just start sharing the gospel more and to just really watch how I respond to others and to just really take my time and work on my relationship with Him to make it stronger.
I really hope that once we go back to kind of like the normal way we go about our daily lives, that I can be more open and be more bold to share the gospel with people and not be so intimidated by what they may think about me if I share my faith with them.
Well, we practiced a lot this week, going outside of our comfort zone, taking that next step and talking about the gospel. And I think whenever I go back home, I'm not going to be as nervous, to go up and share my story with others.
It's going to change the way I live by allowing me to explain the gospel to others. Like, we really talked about how we don't live on this earth very long compared to how long we're going to live in eternity. So we need to start sharing the gospel before it's too late.
I definitely want to get more involved and start searching for just mission trips, because I've heard so many people's stories about their missions, and I really want to do more of that and just spread the word in Moorhead, our little town. I'm sure there's lots of people who haven't really heard what he has to say, so I really just want to spread the word and the gospel.
I'm definitely more open to other people and being able to spread the gospel and not being afraid of what people would think of me, and just knowing that whatever I do, I'm doing it for Jesus and not the others.
Definitely start talking to people and sharing my testimony a lot more, and this week has really opened my eyes, and especially in the worship and stuff, and Pastor Adam preaching has really shown me that this world has a really big heart problem and we need help fix that.
I really just want to learn to live my life like it's a mission trip, because God has called us to be fishers of men and just make disciples and just live every day for Him.
I'm definitely going to have to change some of the people I'm hanging around. Definitely going to change the way I act sometimes, because I know now that ain't right. And I know I won't be afraid to walk up to somebody and talk to them about Jesus.